WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
All right, it is 6:29 right now. This is a live view from the Witherspoon camera of the Coastal Marine Lab, Franklin County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not looking too bad out there.
Maybe the water's moving a little bit. Got a little breeze out there. Maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay, if you're an early morning fishing plan, it might be a little bumpy on the water.
Okay.
But it's not going to be cold out there. We got that going for us.
That is nice to hear. I love the sound of that.
We got a lot of really nice weather in this forecast.
Okay.
I hope you're ready for a continuation.
I am.
Okay, good. I hope you're ready for it too, because that's what's coming our way. We've got plenty of very nice in this forecast. Now, the one difference we're going to probably feel over the next few days is slightly warmer temperatures and just a little bit more humidity. Not middle of summer. It's not going to feel like July out there, but we're starting off with more spots up over 60. The Tallahassee airport's at 63. Apalachicola at 69. It's still only 55 in Live Oak and 58 for Bainbridge and for Valdosta. Not a lot on the radar picture around here. There isn't going to be, not anytime soon. The rain chance is pretty much staying out of the forecast for us. There's a bunch going on up over the Great Lakes, and west of that, there is still some colder air. So winter is not done in some parts of the country. It's probably done in our part of the country. I mean, look at this day planner. I'm expecting top temperatures up over 80 this afternoon, and it's going to get warmer over the next few days. Won't surprise me at all to be talking middle and upper 80s by the end of the weekend. I'll detail that full forecast in just a couple of minutes.
We begin this half hour in Franklin County, where meth has been a big problem, and the sheriff has been working to clean it up. And unfortunately, the sheriff's own daughter was arrested in a meth bust Monday. 38-year-old Kristen Kent is now facing meth trafficking charges, along with 25-year-old Bailey Adair Lee. Sheriff A.J. Smith says he was shocked by his daughter's arrest.
On a weekly basis for meth, and most of them I know their families or I know them, and it's tragic, and every time you see a life that's disrupted by meth, it's heartbreaking. But then when it's your own family, it's even more so.
Sheriff Smith says he's adamant about ridding the county of meth, but says it's not just a sheriff's problem, it's a community problem.
Two people are recovering after separate shootings in Tallahassee on Tuesday night. TPD saying one person was dropped off at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital suffering from minor injuries and didn't want to share any information with officers. Police also responding to a drive-by shooting on Floral Street about an hour and a half later. One person there was injured. No word on arrests in either case yet. Covering Georgia, a Cecil City Councilwoman just indicted on the 2018 death of a disabled man. Court documents say Constance Davis was the caregiver for 66-year-old Winfred Hardrick. He suffered from multiple medical conditions. Now, the indictment alleges Davis failed to check on him after he went missing in 2018. She now faces felony murder and neglect charges.
6:23 now. The Florida Senate has passed Governor Ron DeSantis' newly drawn congressional map. The map passed with a 24-15 party line vote. There's no vote yet in the House, but that will happen soon. The special session is supposed to wrap up tomorrow. The redistricting plan is expected to wind up in court.
All right, we'll stick with that special session, and the Florida Capitol is still going on. Walt Disney World might not be the happiest place on earth at the moment. Florida lawmakers are on track to take away a special status, allowing Disney to operate largely autonomously. Amy Kiley reports.
Hi, everybody.
Mickey Mouse himself might be feeling less welcome in Florida right now.
What this is about Disney not recognizing that they are a guest in our state.
The State House is expected to pass a bill today to end Disney's operational autonomy around its Orlando area theme parks. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis says he supports the measure, which is already through the Senate. The mouse has ruled Magic Kingdom under the Reedy Creek Improvement Act for 55 years. But its CEO recently criticized Florida lawmakers for prohibiting schools from discussing sexual orientation and gender identity, especially in younger grades.
We wouldn't have been looking at special districts if Disney had not behaved the way they did. By doing that, we looked at it and we realized there was a problem.
Transgenderism injected into kindergarten classrooms, or woke gender ideology injected into second grade classroom. Why is that the hill to die on?
Some Florida Democrats say they're worried about economic blowback. The state estimated tourism generated about $100 billion in revenue in 2019 and supported more than 1.5 million jobs.
Reedy Creek has a budget of over $350 million. They have debt of almost $1 billion. Orange County, Central Florida residents would have to absorb all of that debt, and it is something that we cannot handle.
Now, the Florida House is expected to pass a second bill related to Disney today. It removes the company's exemption to an anti-censorship law, but that's a moot point for now since a court has blocked that legislation, even as Florida appeals that ruling.
6:35 now. Staying in Florida, during a press conference in Miami yesterday, Agricultural Commissioner Nikki Fried announced she's suing the Biden administration. She wants to block a federal rule that won't allow people who use medical marijuana to buy guns or maintain concealed carry permits.
I believe the federal government needs to take more common sense actions to keep families and communities safe from the senseless and horrific gun violence that has tragically impacted our state over the years. There is no evidence that medical marijuana use makes individuals more dangerous or violent.
Fried later tweeted, "This is about people's rights and their freedoms to responsibly have both."
An event at FAMU yesterday taking advantage of the unofficial 420 holiday aimed at educating people on the medical marijuana industry. Recreational use is still not legal in Florida. Right now, thousands of Americans are incarcerated on cannabis-related charges, with a disproportionate number of people of color. Now, Education Commissioner Michelle Wilson says she hopes by informing individuals about legal uses of the drug, FAMU can help prevent this number from rising.
To make sure individuals learn the facts about medical marijuana, how to go about getting a card with the Department of Health if they believe that they have some of the qualified conditions.
The event was part of a mandate from the state legislature. Representatives from local dispensaries like Curaleaf and Trulieve attended, as well as members of an organization called Minorities for Medical Marijuana. All right, let's switch to a recall alert this morning. GE is recalling some refrigerators because of a fall risk. The company's saying there's 71 reports of freezer drawer handles detaching and at least 37 people getting hurt, with 3 having serious fall injuries. Now, the recall includes 6 models sold between February 2020 to January 2022. They all have French doors with a bottom freezer. So if you've bought a GE refrigerator since February 2020, contact them.
6:37 now. COVID-19's grip on the U.S. is loosening, according to findings the CDC released yesterday. The agency's latest forecast predicts fewer than 10,000 additional deaths in the U.S. from the virus over the next 4 weeks. That's the lowest that number has been so far this year. Officials say the hospitalization rate for COVID-19 over the next few weeks is likely to either hold steady or face an uncertain trend.
And the COVID-19 vaccine may be available for children under 5 years old by this summer. Pfizer saying shots could be ready by June if the FDA approves. Last year, Pfizer and BioNTech had a vaccine for younger children, but officials at the FDA weren't happy with the results from 2 doses and started testing a 3rd dose. Well, the FDA wanted to begin the process for emergency use authorization, so the request was submitted for the 2 doses anyway.
In national news, mandatory evacuations triggered by dangerous, fast-moving wildfires have been ordered in 2 Arizona counties. This as critically dry weather conditions continue to fuel fires across the Southwest. Jen Sullivan has the latest.
The charred ruins of what was once homes crackling in the flames of a raging inferno. Fueled by powerful wind gusts, the tunnel wildfire near Flagstaff, Arizona has now destroyed dozens of homes and threatens hundreds more, forcing thousands of people to flee fast-moving flames and leave their homes behind.
I cried driving away because you just don't know. You don't know if you're going to come home to anything.
Once I got up there, I saw everything was gone. All the houses that I had seen that were there earlier, 45 minutes earlier, except for one, were all burned to the ground.
The National Wildfire Coordinating Group says on their incident website, high winds have grounded air resources, which are unable to fly due to wind thresholds for aircraft during firefighting operations.
When we're talking flame lengths upwards of 100+ feet, there's really no piece of aviation or equipment that is going to be able to slow that down.
Just south of Prescott, Arizona, several communities have been ordered to evacuate after the Crooks fire has now exploded in size.
You know, you hope the wind shifts, but at the same time, you're like, if it shifts, then it's going to hit cabins in other areas. And so it's you know, you just feel guilty if your cabin is the last one standing.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
All right, time to talk forecast, and I think we've got a continuation of the really nice on the way. A little less chilly this morning, a little warmer this afternoon, and maybe we start to notice a little bit of humidity, not middle of summer, icky, sticky, June, July, August kind of humidity, but just enough where we start to think, all right, I see where this is going. I expect overnight temperatures to stay a little warmer tonight into tomorrow, too, and that trend is going to continue throughout the upcoming weekend. It's 58 degrees in Bainbridge right now, 59 at Quincy, it's 60 in Perry. It's 69 at Apalachicola. We're at 63 at the Tallahassee Airport. And one of the cool spots around is Moultrie, where it's 55. I don't expect to find breezy conditions today. I don't expect to find lots of fog out there today. But there's going to be a little breeze that's noticeable at times coming in from the east, trying to bring in a little bit more moisture. And over the next couple of mornings, while there are no visibility concerns this morning, we might start to notice a little bit of patchy fog, especially like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, as things start to change a little bit. Now, any of the real rain chances right now, way up near Birmingham and Atlanta, and that's where they're going to stay. I do think we can pick up a few more clouds at times today, but the steering winds in the upper part of the atmosphere, they're not pointed down this way. They're way off to our north, and that's the way they're going to stay for another couple of days. So higher pressure at the surface will continue to be our big weather player, and as long as that's the case, we continue with the good stuff for a few more days. Now, if this were like the middle of August, it would be crazy hot outside with a setup like this, but it's not. It's April, and that means we get some really comfortable weather. I do think we can start to cook up a few puffy clouds here and there, and maybe notice a few more of those over the next couple of days, and I do suspect those temperatures are going to be inching up both mornings and afternoons. Now, it's going to be staying a little breezy out on the Gulf. Winds out of the east 12 to 22 and seas 2 to 4 feet. Most of us starting near 60 this morning, going to rise quickly. I think by lunchtime it's up over 70, and daytime highs likely get into the low 80s. Yesterday our official high was 80. Overnight tonight, low 60s and upper 50s. We'll call that 60-ish, a couple degrees either side. And here's that 7-day forecast where things do get a little warmer moving forward. I think the weekend will find middle and upper 80s for highs and lots of low to mid 60s for lows. Early next week, it could be even warmer and a little bit more humid before a new system moving across the country tries to bring us some rain by maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday. We've got plenty of time to figure that out for you.